All right, welcome back into the first period intermission. Pleased to have guesting with us Andy Reid, brother of Dave Reid, who is tonight's honoree here as we celebrate the Reader Shootout and honor a good friend of ours, a good friend of mine, and Andy's brother. And I guess we probably should forewarn the listeners, Andy, that you and I get a little emotional by time. So if one of us start crying here during this interview, maybe we'll apologize in advance.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll do that.
Cut
But anyway,
the commercial.
cut the commercial. Give Brian the timeout. But Andy, you got a big contingent here tonight for the Reader Shootout. We're unveiling that. It's something that actually we started in the Mike Kelly Classic in the fall at the team's fundraising tournament. But this is the official kickoff here with it tonight. And I guess just start off with what that means to the family in terms of, what it does for you guys. After having lost Davey in March.
Yeah, when you first contact me about it, and check in with the family, or telling me what you thought you were going to do, doing this for Dave with the shootout, and so I went to the family. Of course, everybody was always a great idea, and it's just a great thing to do to keep his memory going for Panther hockey. And you come here and see Dave's face up there and shoot at that 5-0. He might not like that, but
he didn't like getting beat anyway.
Yeah, he'd probably want you to have it over a little hole over in the stick side there somewhere.
Well, it's funny you mention that, because I was standing here watching beforehand, and the Reader's big smiley, big grin was on the thing there, and it really warmed my heart seeing it. It was really nice. But you guys your family's really tight knit, Andy. And you big family, and
yeah.
Of course, your mother was the lieutenant governor and part of the famous five, and the distinguished political career that she had. But if you think about growing up, you guys grew up in a little bit of an idyllic setting out in Hope River, out in the Cavendish area, right? And maybe just talk about what it was like growing up in your family and growing up with Reader.
Well, we kind of had two families, right? Mom had 4 kids under 2 years old, and then time to take a break.
Yeah.
So by the time I was, in 1969, those first 4 were gone out of the house. So it was just Dave, Mary Lee, Dave, and I, and Tracy left. So that kind of made the tight family, what brought the family together was Mom's family, Sunday dinner. Right. So everybody came back for Sunday dinner, and then as people got married and kids, and everybody came, right? So, the cousins everybody's tight together, and, there might be 20 people for Sunday dinner, there might be 40, it was great. And
you knew it was always happening.
Every Sunday, as long as I can remember, when I was really young. I don't remember when, she did it all the time, and still did it, and she still did it until she left the farm, moved into town, and then we took turns. It got harder then because we had to do it.
Right.
Wasn't as much fun. But Dave and I growing up, we did a lot together. We're best buddies, and out in the country when you're kids, for fun, it wasn't a whole lot to do. So we're either rock fights, we're pretty competitive. You don't want to be a loser in a rock fight. Then we graduated to pellet gun fights, But we had a heck of a time. We had a lot of fun together, and.
Well, I guess that maybe that's how Reader got so competitive, was it? But maybe that's why he became a goalie. He had to defend himself.
That's right.
So on that note, Andy, if you think about it, like Reader was a great, there's no question Reader was the second goalie at UPI, but that wasn't always the case. He was a starter and a prominent goalie, and as far as a backup goalie, I say that with the utmost respect, because he was a terrific goalie, but not only a great teammate, but a really good second goalie. If your number one went down, you knew Reader was there. When you think about growing up and watching him as a goalie, what did you think of when you think back about him watching him?
It started off in high school, right? Minor hockey, but high school where he really, when they won the high school championship and whatever that was,
140 shots or something, didn't he?
75-12 in overtime to win it.
Game
8 of a best of 7.
That's hard to believe. 75 to
12.
75 to 12.
Yeah.
And they won the game in overtime.
Yeah, and then he went, I think, played with the Tignish Bluefins for 1 year before we up there, and then to the.
Is that the year they get beat 35-2 or something like that?
No, Dave was playing for the Metros, and
Dave was at the Metros.
I was at that game. Yeah,
okay.
They beat them pretty bad. So Dad and I used to come into the, Simmons there to watch Dave play for the Metros. Yeah, Dave was, he was a good goalie, and he wasn't afraid of. Some goalies might not like, say breakaways or overtime or pressure situations, but Dave loved that. He just looked forward to that stuff.
Sure.
So I think that's what made him such a good goalie.
Yeah. And in practice, he hated getting scored on.
Yeah.
Like, he'd always be challenging. And that's what I always loved about Reader as a competitor, was he not only made us better as players in practice, because he wouldn't let us cheat, but he also wouldn't let the goalies, his tandem partner, cheat either. And he said, you know what, if you're not ready to go, I'm going to be ready to go, and you better be going. And that's what made Reader the great, number 2, 1A. I guess I'd probably call him a 1A. But the hockey wasn't Reader's only love, though, Andy. He loved golf.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely.
And a number of rounds that you've played with him, I played with him, people played with him, and we had the Reader shootout. We unveiled it there at the Mike Kelly Classic, but. Something that's kind of special with you guys that I always liked was Mike and Mark, of course, are 2 alumni here at UPI men's hockey program, and
the nephews.
You guys, the nephews, they're your nephews, Mike and Mark White, and you guys always had a bit of a grudge match, and you did it every year, and maybe you can talk about what that was like in terms of. I think the competitive juices flowed pretty well at those too.
Oh yeah, for sure. It started probably 25 years ago. We started playing them in a 2-man scramble, Dave and I against Mark and Mike, and started at Belvedere, and then the last 15 years or so we've been at Dunderave playing from the tips, which is getting long for when we're getting older. It's 7,200 yards, so it's a long way, and they're a little bit younger than us. But yeah, we just, both of us look forward to that. Dave especially, and we load up that cooler.
It was a long day.
I was in charge of the drinks, so. I'd always pack 20 for Dave and I for the round, and Dave
20 balls, you mean? 20 balls, yeah.
And Dave would have a couple snowbirds on the way up. So Mark and Mike, they had to drive. Mark always drove, but I'll tell you, those matches, Mark, we beat them pretty.
Do you keep
pretty
track?
often.
Did you keep the record?
Mike keeps track, of course. Okay. And he throws out all the cards where they lose. So a lot of cards are thrown out, but they keep the ones when they win. So they don't have a whole lot of those, But the one I remember the most was just probably 2 years ago, and Dave's not feeling that good.
Yeah.
And we're down 3 with 5 holes to go at Dunderave, and a couple of hard holes there. So we're not looking very good. But it's stroke play, so we can get more than one stroke in a hole. Anyway, we birdied the last 5 holes to beat them. And I'll tell you, they were sour. Sweet. They're like, there's a couple of competitive guys for you.
No chirping going on either in that one, is it?
Yeah, a lot of chirping, but we look forward to that every year. That was a
good fun.
A lot of fun.
Good fun.
And we were up. Like David would text me at 4 a.m. You up? I said, yes, I'm up. That's how much we were ready to go. All right, we just couldn't wait.
Love it. Great stuff. Great stuff. So, you're looking here, you get the family in attendance, get the Reader shootout up here. There's also another added element with your son Ryan being out there on the ice tonight. Yeah. Of course, Ryan has been a long-time linesman here for college games. That's got to add a little bit of a nice touch for Dad watching this game today.
It was nice. Although I see you got involved in one play there where
that's right.
They're chirping him, and then they got a penalty. So anyway, so it wasn't like that. But
it wasn't his fault.
No, it's nice to see him out there, and he loved Dave too, and he's great. He's happy that he's doing the game.
Yeah. Probably be pretty neat. I was watching him during the stay. He was looking up at Reader's thing on the side there. So, anyway, buddy, listen. We loved Reader. Everybody loved Reader. That's the thing, I guess, with David is that Dave Holland mentioned in the intro there. If you look at teammates over the years, everybody loves him, and I know you were fortunate. It was great having you here last year in Davey's absence at the men's hockey alumni night that we have in January and every year. And Hopefully you'll make it back again this year, kid.
Yeah, and I'd like to say one more thing before we sign off. I know Dave's daughter Jan is home watching the game.
Oh, God. Hello, Janet. Birthday yesterday.
And yes, birthday
What?
yesterday.
Birthday yesterday.
And Jana, I made it through. It's getting a little bad now, but I made it through.
We love you too, Jana, and Godspeed to you and your family. Amen, buddy. Well done.
Thanks.